This is a this is a Monday evening at 7 p.m. Central Time, and it is April the 22nd, 2024. Uncle Al, you are first. I hope that you're doing okay. Joseph Moore, hello, and Hillbilly Just Loftus. Welcome, gentlemen. Yes, please hit the like button. It'll help support the channel. Utah Mike and KP Heathen, my friend. Got a good showing so far. All of the best people. Holly Ivins, the First Lady, has appeared. Hello, Holly. So, I've been looking at the news. I've been looking at news clips. I like to watch Megyn Kelly. She's having fun with all these Trump trials and all this stuff. She had some she had some stuff on today, and some guy was complaining that Trump fell asleep. Addie O'Neill, welcome Addie O'Neill. That Trump fell asleep, and when he fell asleep in court, he cut a big FART. And I mean, the attorneys were choking. That's really bad. That would really be bad. Uh, but that's the type of that's the type of crap some of these people are reveling in. It makes me laugh. uh, Bodily functions. Well, a couple of years back, my understanding was that Biden went to the Vatican to see the Pope, and they had to change his clothing because apparently he had a big accident in his pants. But luckily, they had brought some spare clothes and they got him all cleaned up, and they just tried to smooth it over. Now, did that happen? I can't say for sure that happened. But I also can't say for sure that what they're talking about, about President Trump, cutting a cheeser. If that's the worst they got on him, they're really in sad shape. If that's all they got to complain about. Little old prepper, welcome. Maybe they're going to accuse him of global warming. They were the tree huggers and the vegetarians were complaining about all the cows, creating all the methane, too much cow farts. And that was one of the things they were talking about, global warming. All those cows were heating the world up, with all those cow farts, too much methane. I mean, God Almighty. I'm sorry. I have to laugh at stuff like that. Melinda Elliott, hello. Melinda Elliott, Joe and Chris in the USA, welcome. Uh, so I will tell you. Oh, it's good. This was a good day. Every day you complete, you go home. That's a good day. It's a good day. 10 in the house, 8 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will help me with the algorithm, supposedly. The Bud Files. Good evening, Bud Files. So anyway, this last weekend, I went for a week without doing hardly anything. I did do some community posts to let y'all know, my health. I wasn't doing too well. I completed a round of Tamiflu, which the doctor had prescribed for me. You take 2 a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, with or without food. And it was supposed to knock out what I had. Well, I'm still draining real bad. I'm still coughing, spitting up a lot of slime. Got a lot of slime. But I don't feel bad, I don't feel bad. My mind is clear. And I just have some lingering side effects, I guess. So last weekend, and I'm not one that does a lot of, I don't put out a lot of stuff. When I put out something, I usually try to make it sincere. Not saying you don't, but I think about it, and the spirit has to hit me, and then I will do something. So I put out 3 shorts. Put out one, and it got several hundred views. And then after that one, I put out another one, and it got several hundred views. And then I put out a third one, and it got several hundred views. And each one got over 400 views. And that was from Saturday to Sunday. And then I put out a 4th one, and it has, I don't know, it doesn't have quite 100 views. And it just, for whatever reason, just fell out. And that happens sometimes. It happens. I put out a video, a short video. I was going to put it out as a short, but I like for whatever reason, I had graphics in it. I wanted the full screen. I did not want and I know people will complain about, well, why are you horizontal or whatever? Why am I vertical, horizontal, whatever you want to call it? And it's what basically YouTube provides. If you see me and my perspective is at a certain angle, it's basically what YouTube will provide. I mean, I'm sitting right in front of my iPad, sitting right in front of me, and that's the perspective. So I had filmed it, put it together, edited it, and I said, no, and it's about 1.5 minutes. I said, no, I don't think I'm going to do it as a short. I'm just going to do it as a video. And I released it as a video. And lo and behold, in 24 hours, it has like 40 views. 40 views. It's got 25, a lot of y'all have commented on it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the like. I appreciate the comments. But it didn't get 200, 300, 400 views in 24-hour period the way the others did. I don't understand it, But I guess the algorithm pushes out shorts. They like shorts for whatever reason. Even though it's a short video that's 1.5 minutes. And then I also have to laugh sometimes. I have folks that I give them views, and I leave comments and I leave likes. And there's a certain group of people that play my live streams. I'll do a complete replay, put on a playlist, play my live stream. I play their live streams, such. And looking to see if anybody else came in. And I had to laugh because somebody that I will periodically play, do a full replay, or hit them on a live stream, and it's like an hour. I'll do an hour, hour and 15, hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. They'll do a live stream, and I'll do full replay, like number, and they played my minute and a half video, and they left a comment, full replay, full play. And I just had to laugh and start giggling and thinking, well, golly geez, I gave you an hour and a half full replay, and you played a minute and a half mine. It was a full replay, and you felt proud to tell me it was a minute and a half full replay. And I just had to laugh, and I'm just making fun, I'm making fun. But I thought that was sort of funny, because when I play shorter videos, I leave a comment, and I don't tell them, well, it was like a 5-minute video, or Uncle Al. I might comment on something other he said towards the latter end of the video, which if he knows I watched it, but it's not like he showed a 5-minute video. I said, well, full replay, Uncle Al. Now, if it was an hour live stream and I wanted him to know that I had run a playlist and played the whole live stream, then I'd say, full replay, Uncle Al, like number, whatever. And I did that like on six of you. Most of you are here right now, I think. 6 of you yesterday. Well, a couple of you aren't, at least from what I've seen come in so far. But then some of you, oh, yes, here's one of them, Yoda. I played a live stream that Dave ran. He had a 2-hour. He used to put out so much material. He's like semi-retired now, he says. But he would put out some when he puts out stuff, he puts out good stuff. He makes his shorts. God, you want to watch his shorts. His shorts are gorgeous. They look good. They sound good. I'm over here genuflecting. He puts out some good stuff. Stuff I can't put out. I can't put out the quality stuff he puts out. And he did a 2-hour and 15-minute live stream, which is, he used to do live streams all the time, and now he's supporting his fiance, who is living my best life at 60, Echo, and he has been supporting her and trying to help her with her channel and get her, she's where she needs to be, over 1,000, and getting her 4,000 hours and everything. She's finishing up on her 4,000 hours so she can get monetized. Bad Body, Not So Fit. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for coming in. And I tell you what, he's got a good body. He's not a bad body. He's got a body, and he looks a lot fitter than I'll ever be. Anyway, so Dave will run my stuff, and he has been putting out, and he says, well, focus on Echo. So I have been focused on an Echo, and just about every evening I'll run. I was sick this week, so I went for like 6 days without running anybody's anything. I've watched a few shorts here and there, and a couple of little videos and such, and I left comments and stuff that I watched. But he did a 2-hour and 15-minute, live stream, and I run it last night. And I said, I look periodically to see, has he done anything? Has he put out anything, that's of any significance? And he put out a 2-hour and 15, so I ran it. And then I also run one of Echo's, But, and I watched one of Melinda Elliott's. She did like a 10-minute one I watched, and then I ran on my playlist a 30-minute one she did. She doesn't do a lot of like really long, but I watched the 10-minute one, and then I ran the 30-minute one for a full replay. Both of them got the full play, but one of them I actually watched, and the other one I basically just made a comment because I put it on a playlist. And, but I thought it was funny. A minute and a half video, and the person said, full replay. Full view or full watch, whatever. I forget the wordage she used, but it was like she wanted me to know that she watched that whole minute and a half. And I thought I just wanted to laugh because I thought that was so funny. And I'm sorry. I am sorry. The Black Widow. Thank you for coming in, young lady. But sometimes you just have to laugh. And I have one of those sense of humors where I'll laugh at stuff. Um, they say laughing keeps you young. So if that's the case, then I need to laugh more than I laugh. Because sometimes I'm not feeling too young. So I've been looking, I've been buying, but I've been looking at stuff that I buy, that I store, long term storage, certain items that I buy a lot of. Prices are going up. They're still going up. You know, value of money is less. The more you put out in circulation, the more money you put in circulation, the more you print, the less it's worth. It lowers the value of it. And we just passed I don't even know what it was. And there's a big stink over it because the way that they did it. But they just passed a big package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. You know, and somebody had commented that there was a certain amount of money in the Ukraine package for border security. Border patrol, border security, and we can't even do that for our own border. You know, so I thought that was funny. But big stinks, a lot of stuff going on, and then you got the trials, and then you get tragic stuff like some police officer was killed by some illegal that shouldn't be here, some criminal, and in some blue city. Um, people worry about what's going on. Well, certain places are not safe, and certain places are fairly safe. A lot of the red areas where they take law enforcement serious, they support law enforcement, they have good law enforcement, they have carry. People have the right to carry and defend themselves. A lot of country folks, smaller communities where everybody's armed. You don't have a lot of bad stuff happening in those places. Because when bad stuff happens in those places, they deal with it. They deal with it. And it's in the big blue cities where they want to prevent you from defending yourself or owning a firearm, or you got to have 15 permits to own something. They want to get you on the ammunition. They want to get you on the magazine capacity. They want to get you on everything on the planet. Those are the places where it's really dangerous. Nita's Cooking Show, Canada. Nita, welcome. I did a shout out to Nita. Linked her channel. Nita, my friend, thank you for coming. So anyway, as I was saying, I have been looking. Now, if you go on to Amazon, and I buy a lot from, and I'm not affiliated with anything. I have Prime. I pay for it, and I order a lot from Amazon. I buy a lot from Walmart. I go to Sam's. I've got a Sam's about a mile from my house, right next to the Walmart, and I go into Sam's and I buy stuff. Um, I I've been looking at prices on things. I could put out some price comparisons of stuff I purchased 6 months ago, what I paid for it versus what it costs now. I may do that. My thing is that it's not so much comparison, it's these are things that you should have. These are things you need to have if you are going to be prepared. And can I guarantee that that you need these things? Well, I mean, let's just take the simple idea of a can opener. Well, I got an electric can opener, and I use my wife has an electric can opener. We have an electric can opener, nice one. Runs on electricity. What happens if the power goes out? We had the power go out the other day. Some truck driver hit a transformer and knocked out the power in about a quarter of my city. 3 of the schools I was getting text messages from the district. 3 of our schools, including mine, had lost power. We're sitting there in the dark, and I'm thinking, oh God, is this the start of SHTF? You know, did they, you know, was there an air burst, you know, or, you know, one of those pulses, electromagnetic pulses? Did that happen? Did it knock out the grid, or did it do some serious, you know, whatever? Or was it like a solar flare or something other, big solar flare and knocked out, you know, some of our power? No, it turned out it was a guy who, it was an 18-wheeler and hit a big transformer and knocked out power. And in some places, it took 6 or 7 hours to get the power back. You know, my school was without power for about 45 minutes. I'm sitting there thinking, we're in the dark and just thinking about these things. And then I'm thinking, well, I did not have a power station at the school. And I would periodically bring a small one, you know, up, and I'd use it, you know, for charging and various things. Didn't do that. Did not have, now in my vehicle, I had a bag, and it did have like a lithium light, you know, lithium charged light. It had a crank radio. It had various things that I have in my bag. But I had my school bag inside. I didn't have my go bag. You know, my carry bag was out in my vehicle. So I was, you know, thinking about that. But you know, the idea is if something bad happens, and things can happen, what are you prepared for? Like food and water. How much food, how much bottled water do you have? You got to have clean water. Down through history, so many people died and lived a very short life because of, you know, contaminated, dirty water, catching all sorts of stuff because of the water. Do you have a means to heat? Can you heat? Do you have a propane stove or a butane stove, or do you have, you know, do you have a means to? Do you have these little little cheap folding stoves? You can boil water with that. You use that boiled water to reconstitute, or you can, you know, open a can of something other and put it in there, and you can heat it up. So do you have the basics? And that's something that everybody needs to think about: is do you have the basics? So I was looking like that little short video that I did for a minute and a half. That was a case of APAC rations that I had done, and the APACs do not have beverages. They have a main, they have a bread item, they have a dessert item, they have a flameless ration heater to heat the main. They've got a pack with your little salt, pepper, um, your little utensils and everything. But they're a basic, you know, basic type ration. Excuse me a second, I gotta do something nasty. Yuck. That's the thing, is I'm draining. I apologize. Nasty. I'm draining. And I had a case of 12, and I had paid like $60 for it maybe, and that was a few months ago. I've got another case I haven't opened right behind me, and I've got 6 cases of humanitarian daily rations. Right now, that's the thing to buy is humanitarian daily rations. You can get a case for about $35. It will come with 10 24-hour rations. And yeah, they're probably 5 years old, but if they're stored properly, if you store them properly, they'll be good for another 15 years. And they come with a lot of components. And you think about if you buy components, some people will buy components. Or like, I like this, I like that. It comes with a selection of components. And if you think about it, for what you pay for $35, you buy a set of components, just one set of components that's like in there. Like, say you buy crackers, or say you buy Pop Tarts, or say you buy, um, shelf stable cookies. Or you want mains. You just say you buy mains. You get a case of, which is basically 10 24-hour rations, and you pay $35, and sometimes you pay a little bit more, sometimes you pay a little bit less, but let's just say around $35, and you can get that delivered for that price if you got Prime. And I've been saying I'm going to open up a case and just spread it all out and show you what's in there, and then show you what you pay for those items if you bought them separately. It's almost like buying a car. You buy a car or you buy a truck, and it costs you a certain amount. But if you were to buy all the parts to assemble one just like it, it costs like 3 times as much, or something like that. That's true. It really is true. Right now, you buy a 24. You buy a you buy like 24 of say the cookies. You buy like a 12 count of cookies, or you could buy a 12 count of bread items and such. You're going to pay $25, $26 for a 12 count. You're paying a couple of dollars a cookie. Those real nice shelf stable cookies, like the oatmeal, or the sugar cookies, or the chocolate chips, that they put in those. You get a case, and it's going to have 20 of them, and it'll have 20 of the shelf stable crackers, and it'll have 10 of the little sets of Pop Tarts, and it'll have 20 mains, those 8-ounce retort pouches. There'll be 20 of them in there. You go buy, and depending on what you're getting, because normally with the humanitarian rations, they're vegetarians, so you're not getting any meat items, because they're trying to protect a person based on their religion, so that they don't have, they don't get any pork, or they don't get certain things that they can't eat because of religion. Like people who are Hindu cannot eat beef, whereas people who are Jewish or people who are Muslim do not eat pork. So depending on circumstances like that, it's just like you can get what they call a halal, or you can get a kosher ration, and it's designed for that particular religion. And you can get cases of them, but they're more expensive. You're going to pay more for them. So Prepper Book Club, thank you for coming in, Prepper Book Club. And Joshua Humphrey, I'm not paying attention, I'm talking, and I got people coming in, and I need to greet them. Prepper Book Club, thank you for coming in. So I'll buy a couple of cases. I buy them along. I'll buy a couple of cases of the humanitarian daily rations, and I'll pay like $70 for 2 cases. And they're stacking up back here. I'm running out of places right in this room to put stuff. And I have a lot of bottled water stored up. Now, how long will it last me? Well, I'd have to do the math on that from the standpoint of how many people are we talking about, and how much are we using, and are we bathing with it? Are we bathing, or are we just, for consumption, reconstitute food and make milk, mix up powder, make milk, or make juice or whatever you want to, tea or coffee or whatever. So I did a community post, and I showed and I ate it for lunch, and I do eat these because I eat a lot of inexpensive stuff. I had a bowl of beef flavored noodles, and it cost $1 at Aldi, and you can get them beef, and you can get them chicken, and you can get like a 10 pack, and they'll come in a box, a 10 pack, five of each, and you pay like $10 for it, and I'll go and I'll buy them, you know, and I said, so $1 lunch. Actually, it wasn't a $1 lunch because in addition to that, I used a half-liter bottle of water, and they're going for 3.50 for 24. So let's just say 20 cents. And then I had some crackers with it. And you buy a box of crackers, and you get like a 4 pack of crackers, saltines, generics, and you're paying like $1.75 for a 4 pack. And I probably had about half of one of those. I had about 1/8 of that $1.75's worth of crackers. I ate half of one of those individual. You get 4 packs in a box. I ate half of one with that soup. So you start thinking, oh, okay, it was a $2 meal, less than a $2 meal. You know. So that was my lunch, and it served me well. Breakfast, a lot of days, 2 packs of oatmeal. I pay $1.85 for a 10 pack of oatmeal. I get generic oatmeal that I can like go to Aldi's and get it. You can get it great value over at Walmart if you want Walmart. Different places to support certain brands, their brand or whatever. And so 2 packs, and you get 10 packs, and it's like 5 meals. So, what is that? What is that costing you? Less than 40 cents for my breakfast. Had 2 packs of oatmeal, and I use those stick coffees. Let's just say you're using the cheap Folgers, inexpensive Folgers. It's good coffee. You get 7 sticks for $1, so that's 10 cents for a cup of coffee. So it's not that expensive. You can eat on a few dollars a day depending on what you're eating. And then my big meal is in the evening, and it's whatever the wife take out or whatever she makes. You know. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can eat, relatively, uh, Dave Ramsey, who I do not listen to, but I used to listen to because I just got sick of hearing about him talking about better than I deserve and all that crap. But he would talk about beans and rice and beans, and there are a lot of people that that's their diet. They got pinto beans and they got rice, and they eat bread or they eat tortillas or they whatever, crackers, whatever, and that's their meal. Or they mix up and make some cornbread, and that's their meal. They might eat that a couple times a day, and you get a 50-pound bag of rice. You get a 50-pound bag of pinto beans. 50-pound bag of pinto beans, last I checked, was about $38. And a 50-pound bag of rice was about $26, $27 for a 50-pound bag. And you start looking at, well, what is a serving? They say a serving is about 4 ounces. So if you like, there's 2 or 3 of y'all, you cook up a pound's worth of this and a pound's worth of that. How long will that last you? A little less than 2 months. And you can put other stuff with it. So it doesn't have to be, and that stuff stores. I store it in Mylar bags, in food grade buckets, the lid, put an oxygen absorber, put a moisture absorber in it. I mean, I've got stuff dated 3 or 4 years old. Have I opened it up? No. If I open it up, I know it's going to be good because I don't have it out in the heat. I have it inside where it's fairly climate controlled. So, we could say that things get bad. Mom of 4 boys. We could say that things get bad. Margie TV. Thank you for coming in, Margie. And mom of 4 boys, Rachel. I am interested to hear an update on where you're at on your uh, situation with the algorithm. If y'all are not subscribed to Margie, you need to be. Letty puts out some good content. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Man, I grew up eating a lot of pinto beans. I grew up eating a lot of lima beans, what you call butter beans, cornbread. You know, I ate a lot of rice. I had a lot of grits with my eggs, a lot of bacon, a lot of sausage. You know, always had chickens, had a garden, lots of stuff. I love eating salads. So I don't have to, I have the money to eat where I want to eat. But I really, since the pandemic, I don't go to the expensive restaurants. I'll go to like fast food drive-in, window, and like we've got several mom and pop uh, burger places here, and their burgers are better than, they're better than the McDonald's and Whataburger and Burger King, and we've got all that. Dairy Queen, we've got all those. But there's like two mom and pop places less than a mile from my where I live, and I will go down and I will get combos there. They're better. Another place, a couple of miles away from my house, called Dairy Treats. They make a damn good burger. Good burgers. You know, burger combos with French fries. So I'm sort of like what you call like the man of the people. I don't have to eat, the super, and everything's going up. Everything is going up. Sometimes I'll go to stop at Taco Bell and I'll get some bean burritos. I'll get some nachos and I'll get some bean burritos, and that's a meal. And I pay like less than $6 for three bean burritos. I'll get like 3 bean burritos when I want to, So, and cereal's not expensive. Cereal's not expensive. Nope, 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 nope. It's not hard to mix up milk, powdered milk. Got tons of it. You know, that's one of the last things I'd run out of is milk or beverages, or coffee for that matter. Shit, I got enough of that to last years. Freeze dried. Bean burritos. Don't agree. Oh, what is this saying? Let's see here. Somebody said something about, let's see. Ay, ay, ay. My husband makes good money, but he likes to eat off The dollar menu. Yeah. Well, you need to use some Beano. You know, some of that stuff that takes care of the gas. Because you eat beans, you get gas. So you gotta you gotta eat. You gotta take something for it. Good idea to have acids and stuff for the tummy. Wayne, the ungrateful peasant, been thinking about you, sir. Good to see you in the house. I got a bunch of people, friends. If something happens, we're gonna go to Dave's house. We're gonna, it's like, shoot, was I can't take in. It's like the United States. I can't take in the city. I can't float the city. And the United States can't float the world. We can't take in the world. So you got to think about that. What do you bring to a group? If you show up, what are you going to have with you? What do you bring? What abilities and knowledge do you bring other than the fact that maybe you're a blood relative? That's your dependability. That's your dependencies. Well, we're related by blood. You know, one of the great injustices of life is you have no control over who you're related to. Think about that one. You could be related to some really good people, or you could be related to some trash. And and I'm not referencing anybody. I'm just telling you that there are black sheeps in families that are the embarrassment of the family. No shame, you know. They're spoiled. They're justified. They're entitled. And I used to be fairly deeply involved in martial arts. That was my sport. I loved Taekwondo, and the school that I attended, and I helped out like I was a junior instructor type thing. School I attended, the man who ran it was a German man who was a retired engineer. He was in his late 50s, early 60s, 6th degree black belt. He since got his 7th degree, and had the title of master. Once you get to 7th degree in American Taekwondo Association, you're a master. And at the time, I would ask, well, how many masters are there? Oh, in the state of Texas, there's a handful. And you got some of these karate schools, little, somebody's running a karate school. They're non-affiliated, karate or whatever. And, they got these black belts in there. They got a handful of belts. And everyone's master this and master that. They're always 10th degree. Please. Everybody's master this and master that. And I would joke, this is, a 1st degree black belt from ATA that's really in good shape and knows their stuff would whoop any so-called master at some of these karate schools. Embarrassing. It's legit. It is the biggest organization in the United States as far as martial arts is concerned. Very well organized, very training oriented. Uh, we don't train. When I was there, we did not train bullies. And you get these kids, little thugs, and they're taking karate. It's like, well, why would you train somebody to be a better thug? And it's just things aren't the way they used to be. Ethics are not the way they used to be. So many of the people today, they don't have home training. They don't have the values that they should have. And then you got to live with that. Whose birthday is it? A load of rock salt. Eh. Hey, you can you can do head loading. You can do your loading. You don't use it. Got to press and everything. Yeah, you can load some rock salt. I knew somebody used to like to load glass because it won't show up an X-ray, and if you're trying to clean them out, you got a probe for it. Can you imagine that loading crushed glass? That's very, you know. If I'm in the point where I'm going to shoot somebody, I'm not trying to make them suffer. I'm trying to kill them. The idea of having to use lethal force is you use lethal force. If it's you or them, who was it that said if somebody brings lethal force against you, um, kill them, shoot them, kill them. And I'm not an advocate for violence, but I am an advocate for self-defense, and I am an advocate for gun control. And gun control is being able to hit your target. That's gun control. You know. Been rebuilding an AR that somebody with poor taste owned. Okay. Happy birthday. I'm still trying to figure out whose birthday is it. Yeah, one of these strip mall karate schools. That's true. Mommy Pearlyvogs. Thank you for coming in, Mommy. Mommy Pearlyvogs. Well, I will tell you, I was affiliated with American Taekwondo, and here where I'm at, they don't have a chapter. So you'd have to go to like Corpus, where I originally was from when I back in the day when I was down there, and we did martial arts with American Taekwondo. And you'd have to go to San Antonio, or you'd have to go to Houston, or you'd have to go to one of the. And at one point, Corpus had a second American Taekwondo Association, second school. And you get to know, the schools in your area because you'd have a tournament, and you'd have representatives from all. And you get to talk to them and say, "Well, where are you at? Where's your school at?" And I used to really enjoy that. And we would work with the kids, and we had a group of kids we call the Tiny Tigers, and they would learn partial forms. You study, and you study forms, and in order to advance in belts, you have to be able to learn certain combinations. You've got to learn certain form. You got to learn a form, certain combinations. You've got to be able to demonstrate them. You've got to be able to demonstrate the new skills that you pick up for each belt. To get to the point where you're going to be a black belt, you also have to have a weapons form. You have to learn a weapon, and you have to have a weapons form. A lot of people will do staff, or they'll do short staffs where you're using sticks, and uh, or a sword. But it's not a real sword; it's a fake sword. But or they learn nunchucks. You know, and different. You got to learn a weapons form. Weapons form if you're trying to get to be a black belt, and you got to be able to demonstrate all this. So when you start out, you're a white belt. Most martial arts, you're a white belt, and then you're going to learn basics, and you're going to learn a basic form, and the basic form is probably going to have 18 or 20 different moves or steps or whatever you want to call it. And then once you go from, and and different schools have different colored belts and different organizations of belts. So you go you go white belt, orange belt, yellow belt, and that's level one. And then you go to level two, and you're at it's called camouflage. So your camouflage belt. And once you get to level two, you actually get to start doing sparring, where you start working and you're using pads and everything, gear, protective gear, and you actually get to start sparring once you get to level two. You've got to go through those first three belts, and each belt and testing is about 2 months. So for the first 6 months that you're in, you're not allowed to touch anybody. You know, that's level one. You get to level two, and then it's camouflage, green, and purple. And you're learning more advanced forms. There are more steps, more steps or more techniques that you learn. You've got to learn to do multi-step type, you know, techniques, and that's level two. And then you get to level three, and there's another three belts. And once you've got through level three, then it's that 10th belt is a black belt. You know, and then you learn to break boards, and you start practicing breaking boards. But actually, what you're doing early on is you're basically breaking plastic. It's like really hard to break, and it's plastic, but it's meant to be broken. You have to hit it a certain. You have to hit it or kick it a certain, and it'll break for you, and they can reassemble it. But it's not easy to break. And you get to the point where then you're breaking wooden boards. But I miss it. I really enjoyed it. I was an administrator in Corpus. The instructor knew that it was a family thing. The wife, the kid, and I were all doing it. the, the instructor knew that I was a school administrator, and I helped teach. And I worked with the younger kids. I worked with the junior belts, and actually it was at one point, and I moved to Victoria and took a job up here, and I was still driving back down to Corpus for my couple of times a week for my martial arts, and my instructor was going to sponsor me for my own school. I was going to open up a American Taekwondo Association branch up here. And then I got my thumb dislocated blocking a kick from a teenage girl that I was a freak accident. And I got my thumb dislocated blocking a kick, and it messed me up for 6 months, and I just let that go. I lost a lot of range of motion and a lot of muscle memory and such that you build up, and I just said the hell with it. And then I did try to get it back a couple of years later. Started going back into it and started working out again. Started going through all the basic forms again. Trying to get back where I was, and I just didn't get to the point where I felt like where I wanted to be. But I left it alone. So I never did. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hey, thank you for coming in, Holly. And thank you for those of you who have left on me. 10 in the house, 14 likes. So back to, I never did figure out who said was their birthday. Squirrel. God help you, Wayne. Huh. Dog. Well, they say dog's a good meal. They say cat's a good meal. You gotta watch out with some of these Asian places you go to eat. You don't know what you're eating in there. Mr. Whistle, welcome, Mr. Whistle. Thank you for coming in. So I've got a bunch of stuff I need to open up. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to do. It's just piling up here, and I apologize. The little bones get stuck in your dentures. Well, I say it's like eating chicken. You know, it's like eating chicken. So, uh, it things happen, and they give you a little nudge. And I had that power outage, and that gave me a little nudge, thinking about I really need to step up my game with what I'm doing. I went over to Sam's. They got a good combination. You get a nice hot dog and a soda for $1.38, or you get a slice of pizza and a soda for like $2 and something. You know, good deals. You know, good deals. Um, but you need to start laying back, stocking up on things that you use regularly, things that you know you need. If you take medication, don't allow yourself to run out. Have a supply of it. If this is something that's going to keep you going, can you afford to run out of it? And likewise with food, it doesn't have to be expensive, and you don't need to be a genius to boil water. Um, you need hot water to make the soup. Let's just say you make ramen. You need hot water. Got to be able to boil water. Want a hot cup of coffee? You want a hot cup of tea? You want to heat a retort pouch? You can boil it. Put it in hot water. That'll heat it. Those FRHs that you get in those rations, those Flemish ration heaters, aren't worth the crap. The U.S. ones certainly aren't. They don't last that long, even when you put salt in with it. Most of the time, this thing doesn't heat up. But you can boil it. Put it in a pot with some water. Heat the water. It'll heat the ration. Retort pouches. Same thing, you know. You can buy those little Hormel completes for less than $2.50. It's an 8 ounce. You get all variety of flavors. I get tons of them. Same thing with the Dingy Moors. Good stuff. Talking about the same price. So it doesn't cost that much to eat. You could eat for $10 a day. That's $300 for a month. You can eat really well. Have all sorts of stuff. You know. And you just gotta start doing it. Start stocking up on bottled water. You can get gallons of water. You can refill them. Gallon jugs, plastic jugs with handles on them. They're about a buck a bottle for a gallon. Um, I'm thinking about 350 for a 24 pack of bottled water, the half liters. You need to start stocking up on those. And you want to be able to survive uh, if things start really going bad. You want to be able to survive all the people who are starving, the ones who are not going to be around after a couple of months. You want to get past those, and that'll allow you to do a lot more. You know, you need to be able to have a garden and grow stuff that will feed you. And I'm not talking about kale. You know, you want to be growing vegetables and stuff that will feed you. So every day when you wake up, thank God for the day. Um, I would not eat dog either. I couldn't eat one of my dogs, you know. Please, you know. Um, But I'm saying that in the past, I've read about that people would eat dogs and people would eat cats. Every day when you wake up, thank God for the day. You don't know how much time you have. I say the Lord's Prayer every day, and it's in the scriptures. That was the Lord's Prayer that He taught us. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Show that you have home training. You know, your parents might have been gone for 40 years. You can still show that you had good home training. Honor your parents. Honor thy father and thy mother. Lead by example. A good leader has to be a good follower. Listen. Keep your eyes and ears open. Listen. Observe. You know. Practice the gray man. Don't stick out. Wear things that that don't bring attention to you. And be ready to disappear when you have to. Don't be the one that, something bad happens to. So be prepared. I will be back tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. And if you have not, look at my video that's like about a minute and a half long. Leave a like and a supportive comment. Look at my latest short. It's a nice one. And look, when I post stuff on the community wall, look at the community wall post, because I do try to post information and I do try to post goodbyes and such. Look at the people that I shout out. Those are all good channels. Y'all are listed in there. Most of you are consistently listed in my shout outs. And if you need to contact me, all of my videos have my email address. Email me your phone number and I will try to call you up, or I'll text you if you want to talk. And we'll talk probably over the weekend. And my advice does not take it for what it's worth. My advice does not cost you a dime. And I give from the heart, and I try to help from the heart. And SD Mountain Man, I don't know that Scott came in this evening. He's got stuff going on, but I will tell you that he's the next giveaway box. I just haven't put together. I got all the components. I'm going to get it out. I will get it out, and then I'll have to flip a coin at who's next. Also, if you'd like to be in the running for my 1,600 subscriber giveaway, please leave a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos that I release prior to when I hit that 1,600, and you'll be in the hat for the drawing. And my giveaways are good giveaways. I put good stuff in them. So until we meet again, everybody, please have a blessed day, and thank you for coming. Bye.